You're wobbling. What's happening? Okay, we are doing strength today, week 1, vision. It's just, it's been really, like, lots of crazy things have been occurring for me, and I know I say that all the time, but this stuff is like different. This is so different. But with that being said, it's if you could just picture like the gravitron, like how fast that's moving, that's kind of how they were explaining it to me about how I'm moving, and it's really taken me asking and surrendering, and the biggest thing is that free will point. Okay, I'm gonna take this here because I'm able to explain it, interpret it a lot better now that I have been experiencing it. And so this little note thing here is about the fastest path to manifestation. And the fastest path to manifestation, one, is I have my 1-page playbook, right? So I have a game that I'm gonna set out to play, okay? And so there's intention in there, there's abundance in there, there's just evolution in there, but it continually comes down to a full-on experience of life. A full-on experience of life. So that's like the goal, is like the full-on experience of life as this, or in this part of me, or like connected to this, right? And so that's your 1-page playbook. And what you need that for is the time of the free will, okay? So because we sit down and create that 1-page playbook with our highest self, we are able to bypass the old thinking and the old ways. But that takes a moment of choice. And so what would that look like? Okay, so my way, right? The way is, how am I connecting to my inner self, my inner source, my multiple dimensions of me's and all of that? How am I connecting to that? How am I remembering that? In my heart, in my cells, in my bones, in my mind, in my ears, in all of me. What am I doing? How am I going to do that? For me, that's going to be, if I were to wake up at 5 a.m. and do my Kundalini yoga and be done by 5:30, and have my chakra dance as at 5:30, so I can stay within the flow of the spirit, Shashuma. Then if I were to go into rowing, moving my body, cleaning, connecting to the dragons, that would get me to my cosmic mission, okay? And my cosmic mission comes out through my HIIT sweat sesh here, okay? So technically I would be like doing the HIIT sweat sesh by like, I don't know, 7 a.m., right? And in the HIT Sweat Sesh is 1, I'm behaving in my assignment, from all and for all dimensions. And this often helps me because of the chain of events, travel to heal. Okay, now we have a whole bunch of other stuff after that, but I am doing these things, but it's taking a lot of effort, right? And so to think that it wouldn't is ignorant, human of me, right? And so constantly staying in the knowing of this fastest path to manifestation, which would be I'd wake up in the morning. Well, my pleasure is to sleep in. So right there, my reptilian brain is just like, let's not get to that morning routine until a little later, because we know how amazing things would be if we really did. And then we wouldn't have the reins if those things were really truly that amazing. And so because you like, this is your 95% of your thoughts. And so you wake up in the morning and you already are in the moment of free will or free won't, okay? And you're doing one somewhere and you're doing the other somewhere else, no matter what. And then it's like the you over here is like trying to drag your ass out of bed to get to where she knows that you want to be, but you took that path instead. And it just takes a physical practice in order to be able to really rewire that reptilian brain, right? And so detaching from it, that's where the conditioning is. That's where the old memories will come in. That's where the suffer and the struggle will come in, right? And we're not getting rid of that. We're not shifting, we're not like changing that or anything, but what we are doing is we're creating a mutation process by continually behaving in our highest self, high energy, high vibe. Okay, so we still have that part of us, but we don't behave in it, so we don't give it the vibration and the attention to stay alive. So eventually it'll start to die off, but that takes a game, that takes some strategic work to be able to do that, because we're not just going in to kill something, we're going in to destruct, dismantle, to rebirth and rebuild with choice, right? So that's why it's got to be such a fucking challenge. Now, even if I did get up, I would have the stuck energy in me that would hold me back from following through to the Kundalini Yoga. Because what the Kundalini Yoga does is it opens me up. It opens up those pathways. It allows for my personal energy to be sourced for my life, okay? Versus them thinking that it's out there. This is why Kundalini is so, I don't know, like, whatever. Okay. And so I gotta rewire that part, right? I have to rewire that part by borrowing from my future self and just by continually playing the one-page playbook every single day. Now I get there, I get through the reptilian brain's gonna come in again after I'm done with the Kundalini Yoga, and it's gonna say, no, you're good, you're connected, you got this, you can now go to social media and, be sucked into the 3D world, okay? So that would be my 3D, or my reptilian brain. And that would be the point where I would have free will. And that's where the rewiring process begins, because of the awareness. But remember, where there's awareness, you can create and make God-sourced choices. Okay. The reason why your reptilian brain is going to keep you from the connecting to your chakras, or the chakra dance, or the ecstatic dance, is because it's going to start to get you in flow with that spirit. Well, if you're in flow with that spirit, it's like the inner child. It's neglected, right? And so that's what it makes you think, and that's where the shame and the blame and the guilt come in. But the truth is when we have the free will we might need to tap into that strong, divine, feminine source within us, and we might need to bring in some self-compassion to the inner child. We may need to come in and include the inner child, as in we're gonna play a game together, okay? And so, believe me, and I can't take credit for any of this shit, because it's not mine. It is not mine. Okay, so you get through this. Now your energy is flowing, and you are beginning to feel in your body as one, but you're not quite in your body yet. You have connected to your spiritual self and your highest self. Okay, now we have free will. Do we want to stay in the la la land, or do we want to ascend? And the ascension is about bringing that divine feminine, that spiritual you, into the body and behaving within the body. Now, that would occur in the 5D workouts. Okay? Do you see how it's taken those things to get me here? But the next thing for me would be to love on and invite the masculine part of me to come play this game, okay? And this is super fun, because in this moment, in order to invite the masculine, I need to behave in the feminine and masculine energies. And so for me, that means getting stuff done. That means whether I'm rowing, listening to my guidance in my ear, I'm getting the thing done of the meditation. I'm getting the thing done of the embedding, okay? It takes some masculine work, because we want to play up in a spiritual, divine feminine realm, heaven, because it's safe up there and we're good to go. But that's keeping us disconnected, okay? And that's not serving the reptilian brain, which is the part of the human vehicle that we want to upgrade. And so if I do that, I am in my highest cosmic self. And when me and the feminine and the masculine are getting along, we're gonna go play. And that's where then we feed the positive loving inner child as mom and pa are getting along. So I come to my workouts in full on balance. And it's like beyond a balance, because there's no fighting to create a balance. But it's taken me busting past through the quote unquote fighting, busting past the war, rewiring where I am free willing. Okay, because there's either free will or you're free willing. Okay, so this is how we're going to bypass getting stuck in that spiritual realm. And we have a lot more to do after this, but that's the process of the strengthening the inner power and creating the belief and the certainty that goes beyond the spiritual realm, that there is so much more to you, and the answers are found within the human vehicle, which blows my mind. It blows my mind. And so that gets us right here. So we went from here to here to here to here, and of course we have multiple things coming at us at once. And of course the reward is what this was specifically based on, was backtracking from the rewards. And so from there, this is how the new human is created. But it's due to what happens here, which is the cellular shift that we are now able to create with brain technology, vibrational energetic technology that is accessible to us. Fascinating. That just blows my mind. And so that's the reward, right? That's my visual, that's my guidance, that's the reward. Now it's an untanglement. And so now what do? Is I create my one-page playbook that's going to specifically help me in my biography, my biology, my connections, my personal baggage, is going to allow for the specific actions of the transmutation process in this specific body through these specific cells, through these specific behaviors. But the specific behaviors are based on the point of the trigger of the attitude, and the trigger of the attitude is the awareness and the free will. Because I'm gonna guarantee you, no matter what, if you choose the shadow behavior and you know the abundant behavior, but you choose the shadow behavior, it's super important that you allow yourself to choose that shadow behavior with the knowing that you are aware of the shadow behavior. And the more you become aware of the shadow behavior, that's what's going to shift the vibration of the shadow behavior. It's not going to be a different behavior. Okay? But what is going to occur from it is a different behavior. So in our human mind, and what has been conditioned and programmed in us, is that the behavior would come first. I need to change my behavior so that I'm not feeling so shitty all the time. You haven't learned the lesson from the shitty yet. So you gotta go and you gotta do that. And as you're doing that, you don't have to try to bring in the positiveness. It's there. It's guiding you through the yuck. That takes setting out on an adventure. That takes setting out on an adventure. And I got lots of laws of higher selves. Like, I see all these people like fighting to have access to the things that I'm teaching. And so their higher selves are like, I'm gonna be first. So, Brooke, you need to write a letter from the highest of highs of selves who I have contracts with to the thems now to get through to them. I don't know what that's going to look like. It's probably going to be very similar to my own because, of course, I still only have my projections, even if I am channeling. But that is for a purpose. And that is where it comes to, I have my purpose here as me, as my personal projections. And that's what allows me to be me in the whole scheme of things. But if I am not being me, if I'm not allowing my own projections to come through with my channeling, like I think it's wrong or it shouldn't happen, then that's me giving my power away still. When the power is right here, the power is in the choice, and the power is in the abundance that goes along with the choice when it comes to the free will. Okay? Are you going to give high vibe energy to that free will? Or are you going to work on the effort in giving high vibes? Because you haven't yet created enough to attract enough. And it's only because you've been protected and you have been taught that everyone is the authority over you, whether you want to believe that or not. The second you can really truly comprehend that and own it, and not be in denial of it, then you can start to take the power and the control over your free will. All right. Because it takes untangling, it takes clearing the smog to recognize the awareness, to make the intelligent choice in the free will moment. Bye.